Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gigi of GigiMadeIt.com. You know, the knitter, the need to start blogging, and the iconic orange lady, coming to you with another episode of What is Going On with Gigi. So let me tell you. So we're going to talk about, I have FO, I finished my shawl, I have a whip, I started another project, I got mail, I got mail. And we're going to start with where we left off, because I think the last thing that I said the last time was I was working on my fancy dat shawl, and I finished. Isn't it gorgeous? Wait, I gotta go to the side. Well, it's wrinkled because it's been balled up, but you gotta see the little fringe at the end, and you see what I mean with the color blocking, right? Because I was holding Birdie and Elmer bases together, and you have OMGG and don't give me the line with the colors. I'll put them in the comment. I don't remember the colors, but the one constant is the Birdie held with the Elmer. The Birdie is held throughout, and then you have the two different colors, and I love it. It is such an easy knit. Nothing really crazy in it, but it's such a satisfying. And what I love about this type of shawl construction where you're increasing, you really have control over. And this one went from corner to corner, if I remember correctly. Yes, you went from corner to corner. So you started it here on this end, and you increased till you got to the center, and then you decreased and got back to the other end. So again, you have control over how big you like it. And you guys know I said this multiple times. I love a generous shawl. I like wraparound room, and you absolutely get that with this. And the little fringe is really just making it. So I will add some pictures because, of course, you know, I had to go take pictures. And I went to the park, and Shelby took some pictures with me, for me. So I will share them. But free pattern, fancy dat shawl from the Lamb Kid, and it is the Birdie and the Elmer base. So I had two skeins of Birdie and one of each color. And I only had, like, I was starting to worry. I thought I hate yarn chicken with a passion. It makes my heart beat fast. But I had enough, and I still got a little bit of both of the colors in the Elmer and a little bit of the Birdie. So if I'm correct, it's two skeins of Birdie and one of each Elmer, and you get a nice shawl, decent size. And this is based on, I followed the pattern as designed, and you wind up with a nice, decent, generous shawl, which I always tell you I'm a fan of. So if you are a fan, even if you are if people still do holiday knitting where they make gifts for the holidays, this is a perfect one, because the colors, you can stripe, you have so much control here that you can make this unique your own. And again, ideal for a beginner. Ideal. So that was my FO, and I finished this one day last week. Let's talk about work in progress, because last time I was on, I had just come back from, no, I had just come back from Bainbridge. So since the last time I talked to you guys, I've been to Tulsa, to Knit Stars. Did I put up a short for that? I may have. Or maybe I didn't. At any rate, not this past weekend, the weekend before, I was in Tulsa at the Knit Stars flagship store. I hosted the launch of their Hot Loops wall. Remember last year I was on the Hot Loops wall with all the orange and the different highlights. Well, they do that every quarter. No, every season. And this is the spring Hot Loops wall. And this year, Moondrake Co. Rochelle is the featured dyer. So if you remember mine, you have the yarns that, in my case, there was multiple dyers. But in this case, we're featuring one dyer in particular. Just like when they did Adela. Adela was a dyer. Excuse me. But you had all the patterns by the different designers. So Rochelle is the featured dyer this year, and you had the patterns. So I flew in Friday. I don't know what it is about me going to Tulsa and having travel issues, because I got to Denver, but then there was the flight was laid over 3 times. It was delayed, I think. But the good part was I like to travel early, and I didn't have anything planned for Friday. So when I got there, I was able to just go to the hotel, order me some room service, chill out, knit, relax, decompress. I needed that, so that was good. Saturday morning, Mitzi, who is one of the employees at the flagship store that I met the first time I went, when they launched the store, when the grand opening, she invited me to a garden tour. And I'll put a clip in here. I was like, sure. But in my head, what the hell is a garden tour? It was so very nice. It literally was. Was it 4 or 5 houses? I think, if I remember correctly, 5 houses on the tour. And you went from house to house, and you got to go in their backyard, and some of them was in the front yard, and see their gardens. And it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You would have thought that they knew I was coming, because there were so many beautiful orange plants, and the backyards, and just the furniture and the pools. And it was just a beautiful start to the weekend. The weather was perfect. So I enjoyed that. And then went to the shop, hung out. They closed the shop, and the Hot Loose party, if you will, is all done via Zoom. And we kind of walk through each base of yarn and show you the different patterns that you can use with the bases. So I'm bringing all this up because my current whip is as a result of that wall, because there's a sweater there. It's called the Pappy. The Pappy's Pullover is the name of it. And I absolutely fell in love with it. So this is a different base than what's on the wall, but same concept. So you see it's like that furry. This is brushed merino. Yes, 80% brushed merino and 20% silk. And this is called Moco Moco. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But when Rochelle arrived, she arrived with gifts. And she had these 2 colors for me. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Because the sweater, the base that's on the wall is called 4-4. And naturally, they're all very beautiful neutral tones, which is so not your girl. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, is this enough for me to make the sweater? I was like, I'll just stripe it. First I said I was going to do one side, one color, and the other side, but I decided to stripe it. So here is where I am so far. And again, this pattern is called the Pappy's Pullover. So let's talk about, I always say, and I think that's what I'm going to title this week's episode is, it's not hard, It's just new. It's not impossible. It's just unfamiliar. So when I said I wanted to make it, Mitzi actually, and that's the other good thing about the wall. All of the samples that are on the wall are made by employees of the Flag Sleep store. So Mitzi just so happened to have made the sample for the Pappy's pullover. And I was like, oh my God, Mitzi, I want to make that. I really like that. So she was like, it starts off with a provisional cast on. And my heart said, wah, wah, right? But I'm like, stop it. Because you just did a provisional cast on 55 times making the weekend shrugs, right? So you got this. So I was like, okay, that's not bad. And she was like, and then you cast on all from the sleeve, from one sleeve to the other. So I'm looking at her like, you do what? Right? So it was a different construction. And once I purchased the pattern and I read it, I will admit that the low self-esteem version of me, the I can't do that version of me was like, Nix, how many yards do you have? Let's search through Ravelry and find something else to do. And I literally started searching for other patterns. And let me tell you why. Yes, I have done provisional cast-ons before, but when I looked at the way that she was doing it, you know how they do the you can either do it with the crochet hook, which is what I'm accustomed to. Let me say that. I've done the provisional cast-on with the crochet hook. Done that multiple times. I'm comfortable with that. Keyword here, comfortable. This provisional cast-on was when you kind of, it's like you going underneath this one. And the pattern comes with video support, right? And when I saw all the under, over, I said, oh God. And again, I started looking for other patterns. And I was like, stop. You can keep stopping this pattern. You can keep stop this video and watch and see what's happening. And you can do this. First time around, I screwed up because she tells you how much waist yarn to have. And here go me, who don't read everything, right? Read the pattern, Gigi. Read the pattern, Gigi. Read the pattern. I.e. the sweater I have on is different than what the designer wanted or designed because I didn't read the pattern. Anyway, so I didn't have enough waist yarn. And because she calls for you to use 1/4 of the waist to cast on provisionally 1/4 of the way and then turn and start working those stitches, but then provisionally cast on the rest. So you got to leave. Am I making sense? I hadn't left because when I turned, I was like, there's not enough wood. So I figured it out. Long story short, I figured it out. Nothing exploded. I didn't die. I figured it out. So I was able to put my neck hole in. So you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. You see what's happening? You cast on, here's my provisional cast on, it's still in there. So you're casting on this way, right? You cast on and you are with shaping and short rows, another thing I normally run from, but I got this. You are knitting the sleeves along with the body. So it starts off with you doing the back part. So if I was to put this on over my head right now so you guys can see. So you got a boat neck going on here, which I love. And as you can see, I am knitting 3/4 sleeves and the body all at the same time, right? So this is supposed to be one size fits all. They didn't meet the twins, so I have intentions of, once I get the front down to where I need it to be, I'm going to add some stitches in the side to accommodate the girls. I'm going to have to, because I don't believe, even if I aggressively block. But we'll see. But I just wanted to let you guys see what I mean, that this is a different construction. So once I got to the neck and bound off and then cast on. I was like, oh, okay. I can see the vision. It's starting to come to life. I'm loving these colors together. And these colors are Creamsicle and Bright Orange from Moondrake Co. And again, it's her Moco. I think I'm saying that right. Moco base, which again is brushed merino, 80% brushed merino and 20% silk. So I am enjoying this and I'm moving right along simply because it's different, right? And I don't know why we tend to think that different is bad or different is hard or different. Like I said, it's not impossible. It was unfamiliar. And I was stepping outside of my comfort zone. And when you're uncomfortable, you hesitate. I was uncomfortable and I was all prepared to run in the other direction because I wanted to, use the yarn, but I was looking for something else. So we got past that, as you can see, and it's going along nicely. And hopefully I will be finished with that quite soon. So, you ready for some mail? I got, I got, I got mail. I got mail. I got mail. So, whew. I know I shared with you guys when I got the Joy of Knitting kit from Knitter's Pride. That's the real bright one. And I said, if I had a complaint, if I had to ask them to do something different, all the needles would be orange. You guys remember that? Okay. So I literally sent them that message. I was like, I love it. You know, I'm particular about the join where the needle and the cables join, that my yarn slides over easily. You know, my yarn is not getting snagged. So, you know, all the things, they're cubics. Well, yes, they're cubics. Love that. I've dealt with cubics before. So I was really loving the set. Everything that they provided in the little set was perfect. I was like, my only complaint is if they could all be orange. So they were like, well, maybe we can make that happen. Don't threaten me with a good time. So, long story short, we got together. You know, I kind of gave them the specs for what I would consider my perfect kit. And the plan was for me to buy them wholesale and sell them on my website. However, the minimum amount that needed to be purchased, even at a wholesale price, I don't have a real bit. I mean, it's just me. I couldn't afford it, long story short. So I had to back out of the negotiation. And they were like, Gigi, can we make you a set, though? We would like to make you a set. I was like, sure. And it came in the mail when I got back. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes. You see, it says Knitter's Pride, Gigi, the iconic orange lady. So there's a zipper, and in this pocket, because I've used it already, you have the orange stitch markers and the pins. And when these snaps are magnetic. You open them, it's another zipper here, and this has all of your cables. It came with 6 cables, 2 of each size, starting at 24. So it's 224, 232, and 240 inch. And the I ain't gonna tell you how many years. I had no idea what these were for. But the needle stoppers, if you need to take the needles off. So that's that. Okay, first, let me flip this up so they don't fall apart. And then you open up and you have your orange needles. They're round. They start at a US 4 and they go up to a US 17. US 40, US 17. And then, yes, I crochet too. You get the crochet hooks too. And these go from a E, which is a 3.5 millimeter, up to a L, which is an 8 millimeter. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So, of course, when I did the video and I showed it and I did everything but cry, people started asking me, you know, are they going to be selling them, whatever. So I'm going to try to work with them to see what the minimum requirements are for them to sell it, and also negotiate for myself that I get a percentage, since this is all definitely my influence. But how proud am I? How proud am I? When I was like, do you have orange though? I be joking, but I'm not. I'm so serious. Like, why don't you have it in orange? And for them to say, Gigi, we'll do that for you, you know. So I'm going to find out what the minimums are and see if these can be made for public consumption. But what I want to say about this, more so than that part of it, is dream out loud. Dream your dream, because you never know when it's your turn. You never know when your dream, which you think is unattainable, and it is something that just happens at night when you're asleep, that is not something that could possibly happen, you may be wrong, right? So if you don't tell people what you want, if you don't ask for what you want, the people that are in positions that can give you what it is that you're looking for will never know if you don't tell them. So this should be the dream out loud, on purpose set, because ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. And having said that, here we go again with ask for what you want. So you guys know I have the Delaque train case in orange, because does it come in orange, right? And every time they post a picture of a bag, I'm like, that's cute, but so there is now an orange collection with Delaque. So you have, this is the Maker's Tote. How cute is that? I'm take that back. This is the rucksack. This is the rucksack. I use this one. I had this one with me this weekend. Went up to my brother's to cook out. I was able to put everything in here, my project, my wallet, my hand notions, everything. This was it. This is the Maker's Tote, and I use this for when I travel. This is what I carry. So in here I had my wallet, my battery, my project, everything was in here. Perfect, right? These are on, I think they're available now. They were on pre-order. And also in orange are the cubes. The little cubes, which are so cute for storage. Okay, avalanche. So cute for storage. So, dream. Dream out loud. Dream often. Tell people what you want. Don't expect people to read your mind. Don't expect people to know what makes you happy if you haven't told them. Ask for what you want. Be bold in your desires. And I promise you, everything that somebody showed me, I'm like, that's really cute. Does it come in orange? Like, because that's just who I am. I see something I like, whether it be clothes, shoes, furniture, whatever. The first thing I do is I search for orange. I go shopping for glasses. I put in orange. Orange and the shape I'm looking for. I need new sheets. I put in orange. I think I told you guys, I go on Amazon at least once every 2 or 3 weeks, and I just type the word orange and see what comes up. See if it's anything they have that I didn't know I needed. that happens to be an orange. Orange makes me happy. Orange makes me happy. So, you know how I always say, identify your joy, find your happy, and go there often, on purpose. Same thing here. Dream out loud. Tell people what it is that you like, that you love, that makes you happy. Because you never know if they have access to that thing and are willing to help you get it without much effort. You know, the effort was asking. Nobody likes to ask for help. I don't know why we're like that as a people. We don't like to ask for help. We don't like to appear needy. We don't like to appear that we need something. But I think we all need joy. Comment if you think I'm wrong. I think we all need joy. I think everybody wants to be happy. The flip side of that, though, is everybody doesn't know what makes the next person happy. So you got to be loud. You got to be bold. You got to say what it is that you want. And for me, it's orange. So that's all I got this week. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover with you guys. If I think of anything else, I will include it next time around. But I think I covered everything. So as always, have a fabulous rest of your week on purpose. Okay? If you are not subscribed, please do that. Please like the video, comment, and share it. If you got orange lovers in your life, share it. Let them know the orange is out there. If you let me have my way, the world will be covered in orange.